So looking into trade in the next year, there are a couple of key trends that we're keeping a close eye on. The first is the continuing topic of reshaping of global supply chains. We know that supply chains have restructured over the past few years, and geopolitical distance is reducing. We're seeing that China is trading increasingly with developing nations. We're seeing that the US is regionalizing more and more trade going into places like Mexico. And actually, US-Europe trade has increased over the past few years. But there's also regionalization and trade hubs that are being formed. So we know, of course, that Singapore in South and Southeast Asia is a key trading hub. Dubai and the UAE playing an increasingly important part in the Middle East and that connection between East and West. And of course, Europe and the US, which remain very key trading partners for everyone. We're seeing the rise of trade in services. Traditionally, people think of trade as goods, but in fact, globally, services trade is growing much faster than goods trade. And sitting in the UK today, that's hugely significant for an economy like this one, which is 75% driven by services. We know that B2C financing on platforms has grown. B2B financing on platforms is already very large, I think 5 times as large as B2C. But right now it's happening between large players. So the opportunity to build embedded finance solutions to bring new players into these platform economies is a huge opportunity for trade. It gives transparency around supply chain, it helps manage risk and visibility, and it's a huge opportunity for global trade. The global trade finance gap, which is $2.5 trillion in 2022, is a key opportunity for global trade. And there are many ways to address it. One of the key ways, obviously, is taking down trade barriers and continuing on the path of FTAs that have been so prevalent over the past few years. With more digital platforms, with better use of data, it creates an experience for SMEs which is much faster, much safer, and much smoother.